So for the changes that are coming, this is very interesting. So there's going to be a lot of changes that are coming. I'm gonna start with the battle sets first, and then we can kind of move on to the Soulweaver change. But the first thing that you're going to notice on the page, if you go to the page, it's going to be that entry set and destruction set are both getting a power increase. The entry set is not going to be as strong because what it's doing, it's doubling the power of it, but it's only making it the double power affect single target attacks. So that's kind of an issue because the main characters you're going to use the entry on is like Belian, you know, maybe SSB or something like that, and that's not helping them at all. Other than that, you're not really using entry, so it's not going to help them as much. The next upgrade that you're going to find is going to be the destruction set. So this one is getting a 50% increase, which is huge. 50% is huge. You're looking at 40% critical hit damage up to 60% critical hit damage. That's an extra 20% hit critical hit damage, which equates to about 4 or 5 rolls, maybe even more. No, crit damage goes up to 7. So if you max rolled it, it could be like, you know, 3-4 rolls or even 5-6 rolls. You know what I mean? So this is a big change. I see this affecting some units such as what's her name? Here, let's turn on the music just a little bit. I feel like it's gonna affect someone like Spectre Tenebria. I feel like it's gonna affect someone like what's her name? Bloodblade Karen. Like anything that is not too focused on speed or being the fastest unit, but at the same time needs to hit like a truck. Like I even see people throwing this on their RBs. Kayron's not really used, but honestly he's probably better on counter. But anything like that, even like LQC, right? Because LQC could really use that crit damage. So that's very interesting. Very good buff. Overall, very good buff for any of your damage dealers that don't need to be too speedy. Okay, so the second update that came in, it's about the World Arena Battle Frenzy changes. So this one is a little bit different, right? So basically what happened was before the amount of attack you got in Frenzy was going to be higher, and what's going to change is now it's actually being significant, like pretty close to halved, right? Before you got like a 10% attack increase, it goes down to 5. You got a 20% attack increase, it goes down to 10, etc. And then at the same time, what they're doing is they're decreasing the amount of barrier that you get. Instead of getting a full amount, you're going to get 10% less, 20% less, 30% less as Frenzy goes on. So what this is going to do is it's actually going to make it to where you can't stall out your opponent as long. Things like Wyong, FCC are going to become less strong over time, which just actually makes sense, right? Because when you think about it, before you were getting less healing and less HP, more attack, but the barriers always stayed the same, which meant that the longer that the battle went on, the stronger that the barriers got. So this is overall, a good change. It makes sense. I feel like it's really in line with the Frenzy and what it's supposed to do. So they're now moving more into the Soulweaver constellation adjustments. That's what we were talking about before. There's going to be some changes to Soulweavers. A lot of it's going to have to do with speed. Some of it has to do with their health. And just to kind of like dumb it down and make it as easy as possible to understand, basically all they're doing is changing the amount of health that they get from the Awakened. The Awakened is when you actually awaken your units, and they're changing the amount of speed that they're getting. So what would happen is, like, this is an example for Tauros Soulweavers. Usually they would have 4450 health. Now they have 4855 health. So that's like 400 HP, which is pretty good because you got to remember it also stacks with your equipment. So you get like the 60%, the extra 60% of your necklace. This is also affecting that. So that's pretty good there. Probably. But for this, it just says that, instead of having 110 speed, they're going to have 117 speed. So it's just like, it's a little bit of speed. I mean, I'm not going to lie, 7 speed is pretty good. 7 speed is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. This may also include, I forgot to mention this. This may also include the what's it called? The frenzy changes to where Soulweavers were getting an extra 15 speed. Now they're getting an extra 7. So they're losing 8 speed from last meta, but you have to also factor in that they're also getting more speed from the alignment change, from the awakening change. So it kind of balances out. Some people still gonna lose like 3, 4, 5 speed, whatever. But yeah, I mean it's still not that bad. It's still not bad. This is. Did we do Tauros already? Yeah, Tauros. So these are the heroes that it's affecting. So for instance, Ray is now going to be at 117 speed. It's going to have a little bit more health. Angelica is going to be at 114 speed, have a little bit more health. Not game changing, but 117 speed is almost competitive. I want to say there's a couple openers that are at 117 speed. I don't have the chart in front of me right now, but I feel like hold on. We can pull this up right now and have a look. So at 117 speed, that's where you're seeing. Actually, there is no one on 117 speed, really. Closest that we have is Kisei, which is 116, but I think she has an EE, which makes her faster, so I don't really count her. Remnant Violet, he's alright. He's never really used as an opener. But let's say Flan, for instance, Fairy Tail Tenebria, Judge Kisei, they're all 115 speed. So that's even lower than 117 speed. So you're looking at Arabian, close to an opener going first in your team. Kind of like a budget version of Hand Guy. He might be alright. He might be right. I don't think he's going to see any play. Even though I like him as a unit, but I don't think he's going to see any play from it. So same thing here for Gemini. Just to kind of dumb it down really quick. So basically the effect resist is changing, and then the speed is changing as well. As you can see, like he's getting a buff in the effect resist. Well, they're getting a buff, in the effect resist, and just a tiny bit more speed. This is going to affect some of the stronger Soulweavers though. So at this point, you're looking at your DNs. You're looking at your Elenas, your Shuna. I don't think anyone uses her. But you're looking at your Amelias, your Acadies. Like, you're looking at some strong Soulweavers that are going to get a slight buff to their speed and, effect resist. But at the same time, the frenzy change is going to be a little bit less. Frenzy is going to be a tiny bit less, so it's going to balance out at the end of the day. It's not going to make that much of a big difference in RTA, unfortunately, for that. For Cancers, now if I'm reading this correctly, this is a huge jump. If I'm reading this correctly, this is 11 speed that we're looking at here. Like 11 speed. You're going from 89 to 100 speed. Now this is gonna affect Destina. Destina, this is gonna be big for her because Destina's already gotten some buffs, which made her quite strong. So now she's gonna be able to be less gear intensive and really solidify on the CR bar where she needs to be in order to cleanse your team. Or bring them back, or revive them. So that might be, that's actually going to be pretty strong. Other than that, you got Angelica, Kazuna, Shooting Star Katie's not really used in PvP. Magic Scholar Doris kind of used, but I don't think her speed is enough to make a difference, unfortunately. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is not everyone's going to get like, every single Soulweaver is going to be completely viable, but I think that some of them are going to start to see more play for sure. Moving to Virgos. Oh, okay. Alright, so Virgos, same thing, getting a little bit more speed. I think this is a total of 6 speed here. And some more defense, which this is going to affect Maid Chloe. That's big. That's big. That's going to affect Maid Chloe. It's going to put her at 106 speed, a little bit more easier to gear. That's actually pretty big. It looks like she's getting more health. Am I reading that correctly? The health is green, so I'm assuming she's getting more. Which, no one's going to be mad at that. And it looks like she's getting more defense, too. I didn't see health. Oh, it's right here. Yep, health does increase. Okay. Alright, very good. And I'm just going to kind of go through it a little bit quicker because I know there's a few left. But I still want to touch base on the heroes that are getting changed. because I know that's pretty important. So oh yeah, I just want to touch like base kind of on like the units particularly. So for instance, Requiem Roar, I don't think anyone uses that. Oh, excluding Requiem Roar. Okay, so this one's gonna affect Tamarin. Tamarin's not gonna be really used in PvP, but it does affect DJB. I'm sure you all know DJB has gotten a buff. So this is actually going to be big for him because he's going to get a few extra speed here too. So that's going to be big. But also with the frenzy changes, it's going to make it not as strong. So I don't know if he's going to see any more play than he already does. He's probably just going to be a counter unit. The 3-stars no one uses. Blaze Dingo no one uses. He goes up to 109. That's not bad. That's not bad, but I don't really know his kit because no one ever uses him. So I'm not sure if that's... turn that down. Okay. Who else we got here, though? Hazel, Mascot Hazel. I think she's only used for PvP because your whole team has to be fire. So that's not really going to affect that many people. But also, you know, same thing. Get some speed and effect resist. And this is another big one here. So it looks like... what are they getting? Okay, it looks like for Pisces, they're getting a good 4 speed. They're also getting some effect resist as well, 12%. 12. Wait, does that calculate to 24? Oh no, we're just looking at the awakened stats. Okay, just the awakened stats. To 6-star. Okay, so they're gonna get some more effect resist too. Not bad. That's affecting Ruel Light, Rowana, Blood Moon Haste. I could see. Well, I don't think it's gonna make them get any more play that they already had. These units are drafted for a specific reason. And speed usually doesn't help that reason that much. Like, Ruel wants to go after your team. Rowana, she doesn't care when she goes, but I mean, like, you could make a fast Rowana. And Blood Moon Haste is probably the only one who's gonna like this more because you could kind of build him on damage, kind of. So I could see him benefiting from this the most. But I don't know if it's gonna be any, you know, that big of an impact in the meta. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for the changes that are coming in this patch. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you would like to see more content, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.